She was just putting out the recycling when a flashlight beam locked on her face, followed by the unmistakable sound of a handgun being cocked. My daughter stopped mid-step. A retired cop in a security vest stood across the lawn, gun drawn, eyes hard. "Drop the bag," he ordered. That man was Raymond Holt, our HOA chairman and former deputy chief of police. He called himself a community guardian. But what he didn't know was that my daughter, Lexi, wasn't just some quiet teenager with earbuds in. She was part of a covert CIA youth ops program, and he had just pointed a weapon at the wrong person. Let me rewind. We moved to Rosebridge Hills to escape noise, stress, and frankly, people like Raymond. On the surface, it looked like paradise. Tree-lined streets, pastel houses, families grilling on weekends. But Raymond, he ran the place like it was a federal outpost. He drove a souped-up golf cart with floodlights, carried a walkie, wore his old badge like it still meant something. He monitored everyone's garbage schedules, counted how many guests parked on driveways, and once fined a neighbor for hanging wind chimes. Too loud. Nobody questioned him. Most were too intimidated. But Lexi, she noticed things, patterns, inconsistencies. She saw how Raymond lingered by specific homes, how his lights went out at exactly 3:02 a.m. each night like clockwork. That's when she told me the truth. She wasn't just observant, she was embedded. Handpicked for a CIA underage surveillance unit designed to monitor power misuse in civilian environments. Her mission? Track local authorities crossing ethical lines, and Raymond had just made the list. I was stunned. She was 17, but she had proof, a contact, encrypted gear, and more professionalism than some adults I knew. I agreed to keep quiet. All I had to do was trust her. And then came the incident. Lexi walked to the curb like always, but Raymond must have gotten nervous. Maybe he noticed she was watching him too closely. Maybe he intercepted something he shouldn't have. That night, he cornered her under a street lamp. "Who sent you?" he barked. Lexi stayed calm, her voice steady. "Sir, I'm placing the recycling out. Nothing more." He wasn't buying it. "You've been near my house, taking pictures, whispering into your phone." That's when I ran out. I froze when I saw the gun, my heart pounding. "Raymond, she's just a kid." "No, she's not," he growled. "She's surveillance." And then Lexi pulled out a small silver tag. No name, just a sigil. His face drained, his hand dropped. I didn't know what it meant, but he did. "You're with them," he muttered. She nodded. "You've breached privacy laws, interfered with federal infrastructure, and used HOA funds for unauthorized surveillance. You're done." Raymond backed off and disappeared down the street without another word. That night, Lexi laid it all out for me. He had connections to a rogue civilian network. Former cops turned data collectors. They were using HOA access to tap into Wi-Fi routers, plant listening devices, and build behavioral files on residents, especially anyone they didn't trust. Immigrants, outspoken parents, young single women like me. Lexi had gathered enough evidence to escalate the case. The next morning, a black SUV rolled up. A woman in a slate grey suit stepped out, met with Lexi in private. When they were done, she turned to me and simply said, "She's ready for the next level." I stood there speechless. My daughter, a full field asset. A week later, Raymond resigned. Officially, he moved to spend more time with grandkids, but we knew better, and the neighborhood changed. A new HOA chair took over, a former social worker named Dani. She held open forums instead of surprise finds. She even let people paint their doors, whatever color they wanted. Lexi still watches, always analyzing, always a step ahead. I asked her once if she ever wished things were different. "Sometimes," she said, "but the world doesn't fix itself." So now I keep the porch light on a little longer, the door's double locked, and I don't take quiet neighborhoods at face value anymore. Because now I know, sometimes the one person you overlook, the teen walking the dog, the girl with a hoodie and earbuds, is the one keeping the whole system in check. Like stories that reveal the truth hiding in plain sight. Tap that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment if you've ever had a strange experience in your neighborhood. Together, let's uncover what really goes on behind the picket fences.